Hello there, this is me, Dorkaiser93, and this is going to be a Pretty Rhythm Rainbow Live episode 15 review. Now, this episode consisted of two things that I want to point out. One, Otoha actually leaving, leaving Edel Rose, and number two, for Belle actually getting annoyed to the point where she's had to kick someone out. So, here we go with the episode review. First off, Otoha, the episode starts off with, I guess, Edel Rose students learning from Belle how to drink tea. Just pour the tea and admire the cup and then drink it. And then, while that was happening, Belle said, oh yeah, why don't I play violin? Otoha then comes with the tea, is like, oh, the tea's ready, and then everyone's all gathering around Otoha and just talking to her about, oh yeah, how do you make this tea? And she's like, if you see that the petals are dancing inside of the tea, that means that it's good tea. Then what happens is a little bit after, there's two students of Edel Rose talking, and just Baru's walking by on the other side, just walking the hallway, and the two girls in the room, they're talking about, oh yeah, do you hear? Otoha actually got the most fan letters this time. Of course, Belle hears this and is like, Then Otoha comes up to her, tells her about, oh hey, I got the nearest, what is it? You know that training room that was open up tomorrow? I already reserved it for you. And then Belle's like, you don't need to be participating in our practices anymore. And that, oh yeah, you're good enough, you're good and strong enough, so why don't you go make your own team? When that happens, I guess Otoha then standing outside of Deer Crown while, Naru and the others are coming up. And Naru's like, oh yeah, oh, Otoha-san, what are you doing here? She's like, well, I thought Belle-san was going to have some business here at Deer Crown. And basically, after that, Naru, Ito, and An welcome her into Prismstone. Basically, they sit down, they talk. They're talking about, oh yeah, they kicked you out over something like that, because I guess Otoha explained the situation where she was kicked out of Edel Rose. And basically, then they're trying to confirm, things about what happened, and, stuff. Even she's saying, I'm sorry a lot, and Ito's like, do you have to say that? You're saying that a lot. Is that all you can really say? But then, Otoha then spots out that someone's missing, that a table's missing sugar, another table is missing water, and another table, two girls can't find what the drink menu is. On them rushes over to go help them out, while Otoha starts explaining about, what is it? I think it's about the tea? I'm not too sure. I just watched this episode a while ago. I don't know, but what happens there is, On comes back, then Otoha's talking about... Sorry about that. There we go. That was it. I blanked out for 2 seconds, but I guess it was about... Then she was looking around, she found Momo, and then I guess, of course, Naru and Ito didn't want finding out, so they blocked off the view. Momo sneaked away, and then basically Naru was happy, she's saying, oh yeah, praising her about how she can see things differently and such. Then what happens is we see two girls, they're watching Naru's Prism Live. Belle says, oh yeah, what are you just doing here, just sitting here? And basically the girls walk away, the girls run away. Wakna then starts explaining, you can't deny it, that the Prism Lives are actually pretty exciting. And you felt it too, didn't you? There's that certain aura that the Prism Live gets out, and it's exciting to the audience, and it was a real thing to the audience. Then I guess Otoha's replacement, don't really want to call it Otoha's replacement, comes over with tea and says the tea's ready. Belle drinks it and it's like, what temperature did you put the water on? The girl's like, the temperature actually matters? And then Belle's like, just leave, you know? Then Wakana says that it tastes bad and wonders what Otoha is doing. Otoha then looks at the prism, like the actual prism stones, is like, oh, it's the first time I've actually seen prism stone clothing. And it actually looks pretty good. And then Naru shows her the skirt, and An shows her boots and the skates. And basically, Naru's like, oh yeah, what do you have advice for on these stones, Otoha-san? And basically, it's like, my advice ain't worth anything, you know? And then he's just like, you need to, why are you treating your feelings like that, you know? Like, why would you treat them like that? Yep, okay, there we go. I don't know why I'm just cutting this all the time. I just want to try and get it straight, that's why. But after that happens, after that, they start talking about a new, event for the summer. The summer event, they don't know what to do with it, so what happens is Otoha then says, oh yeah, why don't we just talk about the tea party? Like, why don't we just have a tea party theme? An's like, sweets will go well with that, and then everyone's on board with it. Of course, when, when they ask about a story for it, like, we need a story for it, like, who's going to create a story for it? Otoha's and they look at Otoha and they're like, oh yeah, you can do it, right? Otoha's like, I've never made a story. But then Ito's like, you just made a story just now, because before then she was talking about a witch turning girl to stone and a prince, like, waking her up with a kiss. Something like that, you know? Like the usual fairy tale type of thing. And she's like, oh, like a fairy tale. So then they're trying to decide all this out after Otoha, then Otoha makes the story during the night, and then the next day she goes in. But while she's going in, on the other side of the street in Deer Crown, Wakana's looking over, she's like, things are getting very interesting. And then Otoha shows the story to Naru, An, Ito, Chisato, and Ku, and basically everyone's all on board with it. They're like, cool, this is amazing. But who are going to be in the roles? An nominates Otoha to become the girl, or to be the girl, and the prince was chosen to be, well, I didn't really think it would be, but it was chosen to be Ito. As you know, in a previous episode, they showed, I believe it was the episode when Rine went out to dance for the first time. I think it was 9. Might be wrong about that. But when they showed Ito in, the prince costume, yeah, that's when I probably thought, yeah, the prince has to be Ito, because it was the same suit and everything. I don't know how they thought about it, or they foreshadowed it that well, but hey, whatever, it happens. So basically, after that, the Prism show is about to begin, because then Wakana then tells Belle about it, about her going to Prism Stone, and basically what's going to happen with all that. Doesn't know anything about the play, but just that Otoha's at Prism Stone, and basically Belle's like, oh, all right. And then the play is about to start, but then Otoha gets into her uniform. Naru's a bunny. Who is it? An's a teapot. Of course, Ito's the prince. You have Sato, who miraculously becomes the witch. I don't know why she wouldn't. Of course, even she doesn't know why she would, but her stark personality, her acting skills, as Naru says, well, why not? And then, unfortunately, for me, I feel bad, but Ku's a tree. Ku was a tree. Like, who needs to be I don't even know why I'm explaining that. But what happens is they're about to start to play. Everything's going on. Everything's going well. Otoha comes out. Naru's praising her. But then Ito looks over outside and then tells everyone, oh yeah, we have some rare guests. And it happens to be Belle and Wakana. Of course, Otoha is scared about it, says, I can't do it. Naru tries to calm her down and tells her, oh, don't worry about it. Like, you're supposed to be the main role and all that. And then the play starts with Ito, An, and Naru. Basically, they go outside first. They do their thing. We see Ku and then Sato. We don't see Otoha yet. Naru's like, oh yeah, what's gonna happen if if Otoha-san doesn't even come out? Then An's like, oh, I don't even know either. But Ito then starts going off script, I guess, because Naru even says, oh yeah, was that even a line? And basically she goes off script and starts talking to Otoha, really, about the about coming out and dancing to make the tea, and like if you dance and the tea's gonna be delicious, and if you don't dance, it's gonna be no tea. And basically what happens is Otoha comes out. She does her. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Otoha comes out, does her prism show. She does one new jump. She does 2 jumps in a row still. She does one new jump, which is my fairy tale tea party. There we go. I just forgot the name for a second. But my fairy tale tea party finishes that up. Then after that, they're all cheering inside of Prism Stone. They're like, oh yay, we did it. Like, good job everyone. And then what happens is Bell and Wakana come in. Basically, Bell's like, oh yeah, you performed a Prism show for Prism Stone, so I guess we're not going to be expecting you soon. And Wakana's like, oh yeah, it's not too late for you to apologize now. Otoha is about to apologize, but she instead says thank you very much. Of course, it shocks Bell, and Bell walks out. Wakana's like, oh, stay well. Like, bye-bye. And basically, Ito's talking to Otoha and saying, was that actually the right thing to say? And I was like, they said what I said. And, like, it was more of a thanking Bell-san for everything that she's done for me. Basically, it was a farewell, you know? And then what happens is the egg that's been going around the city for some odd reason, going on some ride, and then it went through a truck and everything, miraculously lands on top of Otoha's head. Naru then notices it and is like, oh yeah, could it be? Otoha puts it in front of her, holds it out. He's like, oh, an egg. Like, where'd this come from? It opens up, a pair of friends comes out. Otoha's like, oh yeah, what's your name? It says Femini, and basically it's dubbed Femini-chan, I believe. And that's a new pair of friends, and basically that means Otoha is a part of Prism Stone. And possibly can perform Prism Live. And that is the end of the episode. So again, sorry this was a bit long. Gonna be cutting some of those parts out, like, before I just stumble and mumble or something. I mean, because, I don't know. It was a good episode, but I feel, you know, it was weird in a way. Like, for Otoha to just leave Edel Rose without, like, that, you know? And even next week, I mean, of course, it's going to be talked about in my preview review, but, I mean, come on. Like, you know? Why would that happen? I would like a Prismy and Purity type of thing where they were in 2 different places. Like, they were in the same place, but they were still 2 different groups, you know? I don't know. Again, this has been a review of Pretty Little Rainbow Live episode 15. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.